Hello and welcome everybody. जी सुंदर भैया नमस्ते. Sorry.
Namaste.
So namaste. So welcome all the co-explorer and family member in this journey of our
जी नमस्ते
holistic
भैया.
health and your duty model. जी namaste. Welcome.
So भैया, what are we going to discuss today?
Hello, Manisha ji.
जी भैया, so what is going to be our topic of discussion today?
Today, we will ask if there are any questions. Then I'll start sharing my presentation.
जी भैया. भैया, one of the questions, maybe if I'm permitted to put forward.
You are always permitted, Manisha ji.
Bhaiya, often it is observed that I observe, or many of my acquaintances, they observe like some kind of like bloating of the stomach, or that's taking place quite often these days.
Yes.
So what would be the reason, Bhaiya, and how to get rid of this problem? It feels as if stomach is bloated up, and the body is also bulging a little more.
Yes. So generally, bloating of the stomach happens whenever gases gets produced while the food gets digested. Particularly food items which contain high protein, like pulses and other, even sometimes even raw food also, when they get digested, sometimes if the digestion is not so perfect, gases get produced, which will make our abdomen bloat. But overall, also we feel bloated, not just the abdomen, not just the stomach. So it indicates that somehow the blood circulation is not happening properly, and because of the poor blood circulation, fluids, they get accumulated below the skin, in the interstitial spaces between the tissues, and that also might cause a feeling of bloating. It's not just air accumulation of some kind of things which are not necessary for the body. When they get accumulated, it happens. So circulation should happen properly. Normally our immune system will be strong if the lymph circulation happens properly, and for the lymph circulation to happen properly, one should be always physically active. Those people who are physically active, their circulation, both the blood circulation and the lymph circulation, they are always good. And Ayurveda strongly recommends a simple, very, very simple way to boost the circulation, and that is applying oil to the body. Regular application of simple oil like til oil or coconut oil or sarson ka tel, just apply to the body, do some simple physical activity and take hot water bath. That will increase the blood circulation like anything. And also whatever accumulations got stuck between the cells, between the tissues, all these things will be drained out. All the toxins will be sent out of the body through in the form of sweat. And that simple practice, it takes not more than 4 or 5 minutes to apply oil to the whole body. You need not do any massage, you need not do any kind of rubbing and all those things. Just apply oil to the body, do some simple physical activity and take hot water bath. That will increase the blood circulation. And the main issue, like bloating in the stomach, this happens when the digestive system is a bit weak. And nowadays it has become a normal practice for everyone who want to stay healthy. They are eating what we call raw food, salads, more fruits, more sprouts, which is good to a certain extent. But if the digestive system is weak, the same raw food can cause a lot of bloating, because raw food, when we cook, it becomes soft and it becomes easier to digest. But when we eat raw food, when we eat sprouts and our digestive system is weak, obviously lots and lots of gases get produced and we feel bloated. So that kind of abdominal bloating in the stomach indicates that the digestion is not happening properly. Some kind of acids and gases are getting accumulated, getting produced, and this vatanulomana should happen. Means the air, it should pass downwards, and the movement of the intestines should happen in such a way that slowly the food gradually it goes downwards, and whatever should get absorbed, it should get absorbed, whatever should get eliminated, it should get eliminated. And this whole process is called vatanulomanam. Vayu is the one which is vata pitta kapha. Out of vata pitta kapha, vata is the one which is responsible for the movement in the entire body. Specifically for the lower part, the below downward movement happens under the control of one type of vata called apanavayu. This apanavayu helps in vatanulomana, downward movement of anything, whether it is the gas or the food in the intestines or the baby in the body. When the delivery happens, everything is under the control of this apanavayu. So vatanulomana should happen when the vata is normal. When the vata gets aggravated because of so many, vata is a humor or a important part of the balance inside the body, which easily gets disturbed when we do some activities which aggravate vata, like day sleep and waking, staying awake for long duration in the night time, and getting exposed to a lot of wind, and consuming less and less unctuous things like, ghee and oil are also necessary for the body. When they are not in sufficient quantity, body becomes dry. This dryness in the body, dryness in the intestines, causes less motility, and then coldness, and then consuming a lot of fried food and crunchy and crispy food which absorb a lot of water and make the whole intestine dry. So all these things aggravate the vata, and this vata, when it gets aggravated, it will not allow the downward movement of the gases, and they get stuck in the intestines and the stomach, and the whole lower abdomen part becomes very heavy, and we feel restless, because whenever there is a problem in the gut, it directly affects our brain. There is a direct relation between our gut and brain. Gut is like a second brain. So whenever there is a disturbance there, it immediately gets transferred to our brain. So it's very important for us to observe the kind of food we are choosing. Food items where there is a lot of nutrition, like a lot of proteins, a lot of fats. For them to easily get digested, we need little spices. And also our digestive system should be strong enough to digest them. And the time in which we consume also is very important. If we don't consume them when the digestive system is strong, like in the afternoon time, the digestive system is always be very strong. If that time we eat less food and night time we eat more food, that also will cause a lot of gas and a lot of abdominal flatulence and all those things. So it's very important for us to have light food in right time and do some proper physical activity, so that the circulation will be proper and the vatanulomana will happen properly. And particularly in summer season, if we do a lot of what we call strain, if you strain your body too much, generally nowadays it is fashion to go to gym and do a lot of exercise, but during the summer season, very little amount of strenuous exercise is advised. So overstraining the body is also a problem during the summer season, but absolutely no physical activity will cause more problem. So we need to be active, and we need to choose simple Sukshma Vyayam and simple exercises which will make each and every joint of our body mobile, which will help in better circulation of both the lymph and blood, and which will also not cause a lot of strain. So this is something we need to be very careful about. So, um, so the gist is to observe what we eat, when we eat, and how to prepare the food in such a way that it will be lighter and easy to digest. See this um, green, black gram we call masha in Sanskrit, urad dal. Urad dal is actually very heavy. So if we consume in South India, we make a sweet called sununda. So we fry the urad dal and make a powder of it, fry it in ghee, and then we make laddus of urad dal, and it is very nutritious. And people previously, few decades back, they used to do a lot of physical activity, and they used to consume a lot of urad dal laddus, and they used to get a lot of strength. The same urad dal laddus, if we consume today, one laddu will cause a lot of bloating in the stomach because we are not doing really good exercise and our digestive system is also weak. So to make the urad dal easy to digest, what we are doing, we are soaking it, then we are making a batter out of it, we are making it paste, then we are fermenting it overnight, then we are mixing some rava in it, then we are boiling it on steam, making it very very light. So after this entire process also, still this idli is a bit heavy. Definitely not as heavier as dosa, but still definitely heavy. Dosa again, it is heavy because a lot of oil is being added and it is not being boiled, it is just fried. So dosa is heavier than idli. The same urad dal, if you make a laddu out of it, it is becoming very heavy. The same urad dal, by samskar, by preparing it in a right way, it is becoming a bit lighter and easy to digest even for paralysis patients, patients who have you know the one or two limbs of them not working properly because of brain stroke and all. So we feed them urad dal once their appetite increases. We feed them idlis along with some nice butter or ghee, so that will give them enough strength. So strength is also important, nutrition is also important, but the digestibility of the food is also important. Just because people started eating raw food as a, it's like a new lifestyle, eating raw is a new fashion, new mantra. But if our digestive system is weak, the same raw food can become a bit heavier and it can cause a lot of bloating. And raw food is a bit alkaline compared to cooked food. So some people go on eating alkaline raw food, and alkalinity to a certain extent is good, but too much of alkalinity also causes problems. So this is also something to be noted. And one more important thing is, when we eat raw food and cooked food together, like just like wherever you go to a place like wedding, and they serve you salads and cooked food, you eat both of them. Or even some people at home also, they prepare salads along with regular food and eat together. Body needs certain amount of uh, strength and digestive capacity to digest raw food, and it needs a separate combination of digestive juices, and to digest cooked food, a different combination of digestive juices are necessary. So when you mix both of them, mix cooked food and uncooked food, so some food will get digested properly and some other food will not get digested properly, and it will also cause bloating, it will also cause a lot of disturbance in the stomach. So it might not be visible immediately. If you eat it today you might not feel, unless you are more receptive of what your body is trying to communicate. But in the long run, it will cause a lot of damage. So it's very important for us to eat cooked food separately and uncooked food separately. If you want to consume fruits, don't consume them immediately after food. Generally it is a practice consuming fruits immediately after food, but that is not right. So you can have fruits 2 hours before food. In the evening, like snacks, 5 o'clock you have fruits, 7 o'clock you have food, that is fine. But if you consume fruits and cooked food together, it will cause a problem. If you consume salads and cooked food together, it will cause a problem. If you consume hot food and cold food together, it will cause digestive disturbance. So if you consume hot biryani along with chilled coke or limca or whatever thumbs up, so extreme temperatures when you mix together, again it will cause a problem. So there are so many things which we need to understand. We might think that we are eating healthy food, but we should be more careful, more observant, so that the minute aspects of digestive system and the minute signals which the body sends us regularly can be interpreted properly. We can understand what body is trying to tell us, and we can make small adjustments in our lifestyle and food habits, so that we will not feel bloated, we will not feel heavy, we will not feel lethargic, we will not feel weak, we will not feel inactive. I hope I have answered your question. It has been a long answer. Manishaji, are you there? Okay. So if we have any other question, someone has raised their hand. Ranganaji, I don't think you have a mic with you. I'm allowing you to talk. You can switch on your mic.
I got it, sir, now.
Yes. Yes, Ranganaj.
Sir, how are you, doctor?
I'm fine, sir. How are you?
I too. I have a simple doubt, sir. What are the digestive juices?
Digestive juices. Digestive juices.
Yeah.
It's like lots and lots of enzymes get produced inside our body.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
yeah.
these enzymes, they break down complex food materials into simple basic food micronutrients, which can be easily absorbed directly by the
yes sir.
And
Inside
along with that, there are some juices which get produced in our gallbladder, liver. They get stored in the gallbladder, and they'll be pumped into the stomach whenever it is needed, pumped into the digestive system whenever it is needed. So they also have an important role in digesting so many different kinds of food items. So you can say that it's a combination of acids, enzymes, bile juice, all this, like we just say, use the term digestive juices.
Yes, sir. Yesterday I had a talk to my friends, sir. We were talking about early morning, sir. In the mouth, some juice will be produced, sir. It should be swallowed, they say.
Yeah.
Instead of spitting out, you must swallow it. I don't know the exact name in English. Lala Jalamun, sir.
Yes.
Lala Jalamun, sir. Yes. Yeah, that should be swallowed, they say.
So, see, the thing is, morning when we get up,
yes, sir.
Most of the time,
yes,
sir. Many people, they don't brush their teeth in the night.
Yeah.
And some food particles, they get stuck in our spaces between the teeth.
Yes, sir.
And unless you floss your teeth properly, some food particle will get stuck.
Yes, sir.
And whole night, all the microorganisms, they start feeding on the stuck food material.
Yes, sir.
And while they try to eat and digest that food,
yes, sir.
They release certain harmful chemicals.
Sir.
Okay.
No, yes, sir.
That is the reason why the morning when we get up and we open our mouth, some bad smell comes out of the mouth.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So if that is the case, it is better not to swallow whatever is there in the mouth in the morning.
Good, sir. Thank you. Yes, sir. That is, sir. That is.
So, see, yogis, those who practice highest form of yoga.
Yes, sir.
Higher forms of pranayama.
Yes.
They say that they don't get all these malas,
Yes. Yes.
the malas we get in the eyes,
Yeah.
in the nose, in
Yes.
the ear, in the mouth,
Yes.
whatever secretions which get accumulated over a period of time,
Yes, sir.
they are not seen in yogis.
Yes.
So whatever limited quantity of food they consume,
Yes, sir.
it gets completely absorbed.
Yes, sir.
So these external malas will not be produced in their body.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So for yogis, that is okay.
Okay.
There
Okay.
is one special mudra called Khechari mudra,
Sir.
where
Hatchery, sir. H-A-T.
no, Khechari, Khechari, Khechari mudra.
Okay. Yes,
This is
yes.
one of the very, very difficult practices in yoga, in Hatha Yoga,
Yes, sir.
where
Nice.
they extend their tongue
Yes, sir.
beyond the palate and fold
Yes.
it backwards, and they try to touch beyond the palate. And in yoga,
One muscle hanging to the, that we call ulva, we call it.
ula, and behind that, they'll take beyond that.
Beyond that. Okay.
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 And
Sir.
to facilitate it,
Yeah.
there is a special practice in yoga where, see, when you stretch your tongue upwards,
Yes, sir.
you will see that there is some nerve which is there, which is attaching your tongue to the below part of the jaw.
Yes.
You can stretch it backwards and see something is pulling you back.
Yes, sir.
When you try to send your tongue backwards towards your uvula, towards your mouth backwards,
Yes.
something is pulling you back, right? You can just try it and see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So in Khechari Mudra, those who practice, every day they take a gold or silver knife or a blade like thing, and they make a small incision, very small incision.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes.
then whatever blood comes, they stop it with some Ayurvedic herbs. And
Yes.
slowly they'll make the tongue so flexible, it completely goes backwards.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Then they get few drops of some Amrita Bindu like thing, which comes from them, some cerebral spinal fluid like thing,
Yes.
that they consume,
Yeah.
and they practice yoga,
Yes.
and it goes on for days together, months together, without any food. Even the consumption of air also gets minimized. They will
Yes.
almost bring the metabolism to zero.
Yes.
Some yogis, they stop the heartbeat,
Yes.
forget about not breathing, even
Yes,
the heart. So the one definition of yoga is having control over sankalpita and asankalpita charyas of the body.
Yes. Lifting the
Voluntary,
body also there.
huh?
Raising the body itself, sir.
Levitation. Recently, yesterday, we have concluded one free yoga camp in our hospital.
Yes, sir.
And our guru,
Yes, sir.
he's a yogi. His
Yes.
name is Ramalingam Venkat Satnarayan ji.
Yes, sir. Yes.
He does highest form of pranayam.
Yeah.
And early in the morning when he practices, he levitates in air, the thing which you have just now told me.
Yes, sir. I studied it in Transcendental Meditation by Maharshi Mahesh Yogi. Sir.
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this levitation,
yeah,
many people think this is a gimmick or it will not happen, or only I have seen with my own eyes.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
He also tells us how to do it.
Sir.
If you take any Hatha Yoga Grantha,
yes,
there are 3 forms of pranayam.
Yes, sir.
3 levels of pranayam.
Sir.
First level of pranayam, you'll see that a lot of shaking in the body happens. Second level of pranayam, there will be immense sweat.
Yes.
And third level of pranayam, there will be utthana. Your body will be lifted, but it's not like you will be stable in the air.
Yes.
Yogis who practice in the initial stages, the third level of pranayam, their body jumps like a frog. They'll be in Padmasan, involuntarily, without their control, they just, their body,
Uh,
gets lifted and they fall.
yeah.
Sometimes they get injury also.
Uh-huh.
And after practicing this severely, then this levitation happens.
Good, sir.
So I have seen a yogi,
Yeah.
and not just seen, he came to our hospital and he has conducted this workshop.
Yes, sir.
So, we conduct this free yoga, Ayurveda and Sanskrit workshop.
Yes.
Like recently we have started second workshop, third workshop is in the next month. So this yogi is so powerful. He does this levitation. He even sits in Padmasana in water, on the
Yes,
water, on the
that
water.
is floating.
Yes. So
Yes.
these things, there are so many yogis who practice these things and we don't know about them. They actually do this sadhana secretly,
Yes, yes.
because these are all called siddhis.
Siddhi. Yes,
When
sir.
you practice hatha yoga, ashtanga yoga,
Yes.
after doing yama and niyama, then you go to asana. After practicing asana, then you start doing pranayam.
Yes.
After practicing pranayam, then you go to pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi.
Yes,
While
sir.
you are climbing each step,
Yes.
you get some powers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. And a lot
Okay.
of research is needed in this particular aspect. But the
Yes.
problem with these powers, these are called animadi astasiddhis. There are astasiddhis,
Yes, sir.
anima,
Good.
mahima, laghima, garima, like that. There are astasiddhis.
Good.
In which
Sir.
laghima is one thing, where your body becomes so light that it can defy gravity and you can float in the air, or you can sit on the water.
Yes.
So, but these are siddhis. In
Siddhis.
spirituality, they say that these siddhis are there to stop you
Yes.
and to test you, to see whether you are eligible to go to the next step or not.
Oh.
When you get siddhis, people around you look at you and suddenly you become a celebrity. You become a yogi, you become a swami, you become a guru.
Yes.
And everyone wants to take your blessings, take your guidance, take your this thing, and suddenly you get popularity.
Nice, sir. Yes, sir.
And it will be a test whether you ignore these siddhis and go to the next step, or you get indulged in these siddhis and you show these things to everyone, and everyone become your shishya, and then they make an ashram for you, then you become a rich swami. There
Yes.
you get stuck and you will not progress in the spiritual path.
Yeah.
So these are all, if take any yogic text like Gerenda Samhita, Hatha Yoga Pradipika, Patanjali Yoga Sutras, everything describes like the same thing. So
Yes.
the important part is this particular yoga and even Ayurveda.
Yes.
Ultimate goal is to discover the divinity within.
Yes, sir. That's right, sir. That is right.
That is the ultimate goal. And
Yes.
to reach that goal, you need health, good health, because this body is the tool to reach that, to practice all these things. Your body is the tool.
Yes.
And if the tool is not, if the tool is faulty, you will not be able to progress in your spiritual path.
True, sir. True,
So
sir.
for that, these asanas, pranayam will restore the health.
Yes, sir.
Health is only there to make you strong enough to have that perseverance to travel on that path of discovering the purpose of your life and traveling on that path.
Yes.
For that, you need health, and for that, this Ayurveda and yoga helps in achieving that good health.
To make my journey towards the highest goal, that is reaching the goal, Saija, Samipya, Saropya. Yes, sir. Yeah, good. Thank you, sir. One more question, sir. Is digestive juice available, sir, outside, made by people?
No. See, these, in fact, it's this combination of these enzymes and acids.
Yes, sir.
Is so strong.
Yes.
So strong that if you dip your finger in it, your finger will get absorbed, dissolved in it.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Hydrochloric acid present in your stomach.
Yes, sir.
With all the enzymes, it tries to digest the food, it breaks down the food, and it's so strong. Not the hydrochloric acid we get in our lab, chemistry lab.
Yes, sir.
It is a very, very diluted form of hydrochloric acid.
Yes, sir.
The one which we get in the stomach mixed with the
Ye-
bile juices and the enzymes and all,
Yes, sir.
so strong, very strong. So there is a
Good, sir.
thick layer of mucous membrane protecting our stomach wall, intestinal wall from these acids.
Yes.
Otherwise, they will also get digested.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So,
Uh,
so see, we have some really wonderful and preparations of herbs which will
yeah.
stimulate the production of digestive juices if the digestive juices production is not proper.
In the body.
Now, you might have heard about this popular Jandu Pancharista,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Draksha Sava, and all those things. They are like, they stimulate the digestive juices.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
but the digestive juice itself is not available in market.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So thank you very much, sir, for enlightening me, doctor.
Welcome.
Thank you, sir. Bye bye, sir.
नमस्ते.
नमस्ते नमस्ते रूबी छतवाल जी.
हाँ जी भैया, एक प्रश्न ऐसा है, मैं हिंदी बोलूँ या इंग्लिश में बोलूँ, जैसे आप बोलेंगे?
दोनों चलेंगे.
हाँ जी, कैसे है, कोविड के पहले, लॉकडाउन के पहले सब बच्चे है ना योगा में आते थे.
हाँ.
जब कॉलेज शुरू हो गया ना, तो अभी आते ही नहीं है, 4-5 ही आते हैं, जबकि 60 हैं बच्चे. To motivate them to come for yoga.
Yes.
So that they will become good. We don't want them to become yogis, but
yes.
they should keep.
We want them to be fit, strong, and active.
Yeah.
Both the body and mind.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
See, as I told you, my guru who conducts this yoga shiva. So every day after we start with Kapal Bhati and then we do the mudra called Shanmukhi Mudra. Okay. This Shanmukhi Mudra, if students they practice, it is so effective. It increases their memory power, their focus, their concentration, their creativity. It will be so helpful in their studies. So we can motivate them that this particular yoga is not just to keep your body strong. This yoga takes your, strength, your hidden potential can be taken out and you can go to the next level. See, engineering students, we all know that whatever programming and writing the codes and all those things which the employees are doing right now, within few years, the emergence of artificial intelligence, computers will do all these things. And then what will happen to the workforce? What will happen to human beings? We have much more potential which we have not tapped at.
Yes.
A lot of strength. We are just using 1 or 2% of human potential.
Yes,
we can do wonders. And this yoga is a gateway to open that potential, open the tap that potential. We can go to the highest form of humans, human beings, what we call the strength and energy and potential. We can do miracles. Miracles have been performed by people, not just in India, all over the world. Miracles means not, see, I'm not saying miracles means some magic or something.
Yes, I understand what you mean.
So if you take a simple Rishi called Charaka, we have a treatise written by Charaka called Charaka Samhita. Or take any other Rishi who wrote these Ayurveda books or other books which we read in this thing. So one scientist, we call him scientist. The Rishi is no, he's a scientist. He wrote about so many diseases, so many herbs, so many medicines. And when you look at the vast information he has given, which are not there in other books, other doctors, they have given different kind of information. So this person, how is it possible for one single person to research and give so much of information which is even valid till now, 5,000 years after what he wrote, till today also this is holding good? And how is it possible for one human being? So he has used his entire human potential and given enough knowledge for the next generations to make use of it. So he has really tapped his potential. So that thing is possible with yoga. It's not another kind of exercise, not another kind of this thing.
Yes,
So
Bhaiya, I
real,
can give an example to them
yes. So
so that
real
they can.
potential will come out. And see, the asanas and pranayam is just 2 steps which will take them closer to tapping the real potential. And once they make these practice these asanas and the body becomes flexible, then slowly they gain control over their mind. And once they control their breath, using pranayam, they gain complete control over their mind. They will have undivided attention at any given task at their hand. They'll be able to focus. They'll get the razor sharp focus. If you ask a child nowadays, you see the attention, the what we call span of attention is so small. Immediately their brain jumps from one thing to another thing to another thing to another. And with that kind of attention span, children will not be able to do great things. A person who writes a wonderful book, or a person who paints a beautiful picture or a sculpture or anything, they need a lot of concentration. A scientist who discovers something new, something, he uses all his skill and creativity and other thing, they need a lot of focus. People who have very light focus and shift their attention from one thing to another, they will never be able to do great things. Maybe they will do ordinary things in a better way, more mediocre things. They will lead a mediocre life. To achieve the highest form of potential, you need razor sharp focus. And further, pranayama is necessary. And we can demonstrate these things. We can simply ask them to take the challenge of Shanmukhi Mudra, take the challenge of Kumbhaka Pranayama. And for 10 days, you practice Kumbhaka Pranayama and see what happens. See the attention span.
Right, Bhaiya.
Before practicing, how much attention span you are having, and after practicing for 10 days, how much attention span you are having. We can put a competition, attention span competition, how much focus they are having, how much concentration they are having, how much undivided attention they are able to give. We can create small simple competitions, and we can train them, and then we can ask them to participate in this competition, and that
Yes.
will give, and we can give them award for the person who is having the
We can get
highest.
feedback also. We can get feedback also.
We can get feedback, and we
Yes.
can do a lot of research on them. And
Actually, what happens now, Bhaiya, there is CCTV. We cannot
Yes.
tell lies to anybody. So everybody, only 4, 5 are coming, so it is recorded. I
Yes.
cannot tell ki 60 had come. Only
Yes.
4, 5 are there. But now
Yes.
I will adopt this strategy.
Yes.
Shanmukha Mudra and what is
Pranayam,
it?
Kumbhaka Pranayam.
Kumbhaka Pranayam. Yes. I will try
Maybe
this and motivate them. Yes, yeah.
Madam, next week maybe we can. I will. Now I don't have enough signal. Otherwise, I would have switched on the video, and I would have shown you how to do this. Next week we will exclusively keep the session for teaching
Yes, Bhaiya.
what we can teach the kids.
Yes, Bhaiya.
Oh.
Sure.
This
So
Kumbhaka
because it becomes
Pranayam.
more easy when I see you doing it. So it becomes more easy, no?
Yes. Shanmukha Mudra, I will show you. It's so simple. And it is very effective. Within 1 week, you will see the student will see the change. I can guarantee you. Within
Yes,
1 week.
what we want. That's what we want.
Yes.
Earlier, actually, what happened when we were small, my friends used to tell that scientist means you have to do research like hair, means thinking.
Yes.
Means hair means so minutely you have to think.
Yes.
When you want to become a scientist or an artist, something. As
Yes.
you told me just now, a lot of concentration is required. So I
Yes.
was reflecting that time. So,
If you look at the greatest people who wrote greatest scriptures or books, or there is a nice book called Deep Work, written by some Western author. I don't remember the name. Deep Work. It speaks a lot about how actually people did great things without getting disturbed by the external, any kind of external stimulations. If they completely get focused, immersed in their work, then only they'll be able to do great things. There are some practices like 90 heroic minutes. There is one practice which we teach in some online classes. We teach them this 90 heroic minutes. At least once in a month, we ask them to practice. 90 minutes, you lock yourself in a room. You keep everything outside. There is no bathroom. If you want to have drink some water, go to washroom, 90 minutes, nothing else. You just lock yourself in a room, no phone, nothing, no this thing. You will pick one task and complete the task. Whether you have concentration, you don't have concentration, whatever happens, 90 minutes, you don't come out of that room. Only 90 minutes. And initially mind, it wavers, then slowly they'll start getting focused, because there is nothing to deviate them, nothing to shift their attention span. Slowly and then maybe after some 15 minutes, they will start focusing on the task at hand. Important task. We ask them to choose an important task. That's a task which they were unable to complete from months together, years together, that task. And many people say that within their 90 minutes, they could achieve what they couldn't achieve in the past 1 year. So we can give such challenges to the students.
One should be committed to do all this.
Yes.
Now in the present scenario, if you put someone like this in 90 minutes, within second they will call back.
Yes.
I'm getting bored.
They should be, we can
motivate them.
We can create a simple competitive spirit among them, and we can see once some people, at least some of them will practice it and share their experience.
Yes, definitely. Out of 10, at least one will go.
Yes.
We should think that.
There is a story.
Yes.
Which we teach in our Sanskrit Shivar. People, when we teach them spoken Sanskrit, people, they say initially first day when they listen to our class, we completely teach them in Sanskrit language only. We don't translate. We use different visual aids. We do some acting with expressions. Everything we try to teach them without translating anything. Okay. First day they ask us to translate what is this, what is that. We show different expressions, we show visual aids, and without translating we'll make them understand. And on the second day we tell this story. People for whom they think that maybe Sanskrit is not so easy, it is difficult to learn. Some people have that fear in their mind. We tell this story. The story goes like this. There is a beggar who used to daily go for begging, and then we tell this entire story in Sanskrit language, showing the slides. Okay, so this beggar goes and he earns some money and earns some food he consumes, and money he saves. And after some time he saves a lot of money, and then he accumulates enough money, and he is having a dream of doing the darshan of Vishweshwar in Kashi. So he takes that money, he stores that money in a copper vessel, and he takes that copper vessel and he goes to Kashi, and he thinks of taking bath in the Ganga Nadi, and then going for the darshan. So he is having this money in this tamra, the copper vessel, and he no one is there in the banks of the Kashi river, Ganga river, and he digs a hole on the banks of Kashi river and puts in the money's vessel in the hole, and then he makes a shivalinga on the top of it, just to make sure where the hole is there, just to mark it. He makes a shivalinga on the top of it, and he goes for bathing. Just when he was making the shivalinga, someone else watches him. He thinks, oh, this is a custom here. He makes a shivalinga and then he goes for bathing. So the second person also makes a shivalinga and then he goes for bathing. Another person watches him. Oh, there are two Shivalingas and two people are bathing. So maybe this is a custom. Then he makes a Shivalinga, then he goes for bathing. So everyone follows the same thing. So everyone makes a Shivalinga and everyone goes for bathing. By the time the beggar completes his bathing and he comes out of the river, he sees hundreds of Shivalingas on the bank of Ganga. And how he's confused where my Shivalinga is. So he starts digging one Shivalinga, two Shivalingas. Then the devotees who are there, they beat him. Arey, why are you digging the Shivalingas? They are sacred Shivalingas, don't dig them. So his money is lost. He says, Gatanu Gatko Lokaha Naloka Paramardikaha Ganga Saikatalingena Nastam Me Tamra Bhajanam. So this world is like this. When one person says Sanskrit language is difficult, everyone says Sanskrit language is difficult. But suddenly one person comes and says Sanskrit language is very easy, I can speak it. Then everyone says, if he can speak it, I can also speak it. Someone says, see, I have practiced this Kumbhak Pranayama, I have practiced this Shanmukhi Mudra, and I got this wonderful razor sharp focus within 7 days. Then other children will think, if this person can practice, then why not me? I will also practice it. That spirit will come. So
thank you for the story. I will share this story with students definitely and motivate them.
Definitely.
Thank you, Bhaiya. Thank
And
you so
you
much.
have at least 6 to 7 people who are coming to yoga class. Motivate them and make them practice pranayam and different mudras. And the progress they show within 10 days, that will the glow which they get in their face, that will motivate other children.
Their message will go, they will pass on the message.
Yes, ma'am.
Definitely. The story will motivate them.
Yes, very true.
Yeah. Thank you, Bhaiya. Thank you so much. God bless.
If anyone else is having any question, you can switch on your mic and ask. And we need a lot of research in so many things which were deeply explained and being practiced by so many yogis. We need people. Already they say that in NASA also they are doing a lot of research on this particular Sanskrit language and the effect of Sanskrit. One neurosurgeon in America, he did a lot of research on effect of Sanskrit language on the brain. And after studying number of EEGs, the brain's, there is a rhythm to the brain. Her heart's rhythm is being measured in with ECG, and the brain's rhythm, the electromagnetic signals which we get in the brain, it will be measured with the help of electroencephalography, EEG. So after studying lots and lots of EEGs, he has concluded that the brain waves, the pattern which is seen in people who speak Sanskrit language is similar to people who do a deeper level of meditation. So just speaking the Sanskrit language itself is a form of meditation. That is what was concluded by so many researchers. And in many countries nowadays, Western countries, I know so many schools where learning Sanskrit is being made mandatory in so many Western schools for Western people, not for NRIs, not for Indians living there. And a lot of research happened in children who started speaking Sanskrit language from very young age. They have seen a lot of intellectual development and lot of mental strength in children who started speaking Sanskrit language from younger ages. So how scientific it is, what is happening actually when they speak Sanskrit language, a lot of research is needed. So it is not just, this language is not just related to one particular religion or one particular dharma. This is a language which people are claiming that it is very suitable for computers, just like C+ and Java and other things. They say that Sanskrit language is the app language suitable for computers, and they are doing a lot of research on the how we can utilize the services of Sanskrit language in computer to make the computer much better. So, but now practical research is also needed. So whatever we claim, see, there is one patient whom I'm treating. He's having a problem called Hunter syndrome. Hunter syndrome is a very, very difficult disease to treat. At the age of 4, the child starts deterioration, and before he reaches the age of 5, child dies. It is a genetic disorder where enzyme is missing. One enzyme is missing. Because of the missing enzyme, some waves are not getting eliminated from the body, and they accumulate in the joints, they accumulate in the skin, they accumulate in various organs of the body, and slowly these organs, they fail. The joints get stiff, the respiratory muscles become stiff, they fail to take breath. Their brain gets accumulations of these salts and other things, the brain development stops, and suddenly someday they die before reaching the age of 5. That is Hunter syndrome. Okay, so it was detected at the age of 1.5 years, and till the boy reached 4 years, they tried all allopathic treatments, and 2 times they did bone marrow transplantation. And it's a very, very difficult therapy for a small kid, because they do chemotherapy just like cancer patients. They do chemotherapy to suppress the immune system so that it will accept the donor's bone marrow. And twice they did bone marrow therapy, twice it was unsuccessful, and finally, now that they don't have any time, the child has reached 4 months, was 4 years, they came to our hospital. It is a challenging disease, disease for us, and we were also not very experienced in treating this disease. But I have a reference in Ayurveda where they recommend giving Vasti, a special therapy, continuously for 1 year. So we never tried this therapy because patient will never give 1 year of the time as inpatient in our hospital. So we were unable to try that reference, that because that reference, it says that it performs miracles and it regenerates completely the whole body. So no patient in entire world has shown increase in enzymes once the Hunter syndrome is detected. But in our hospital, after giving this therapy for 4 months continuously, the enzyme has increased from 0.1 to 0.5. 0.1 to 0.5. So this is a miracle. And this happened because the patient had faith and we did this therapy. So a lot of research needs, I am not a researcher, I am not a scientist. A lot of research has to be done in these references, these things which are like I have literally seen miracles happening with this therapy, with this different yogic practices and combination of Ayurveda treatments and combination of good lifestyle and good food. But people should come together and people should be willing to try these things which were written authentically in ancient scriptures. People should try these things. We should we should all
Yes, Bhaiya. Actually, I also have got many experiences like this, which I will share with you right now. You need to have patience. If patience is required from both the ends, both the parties. If you don't have patience, then it is difficult. Say,
Yes.
I know someone who is a army man, and he was on duty in jungles of topmost this Leh Ladakh and all that area.
Yes.
And then while on his duty, he found one yogi fallen down under a tree and some papers written in Sanskrit. And those papers also were very old, and with what he has written, what ink he has used, yogi, he could not say anything about it. But he has collected all those papers, but yogi had expired.
Yes.
And those papers he collected, and they were in Sanskrit handwritten. He has
Yes.
brought it down to Delhi University and got it translated. And then this army man asked that I should get back all these my documents. These are mine. Otherwise, Delhi University will not give, na. If he says
Yes.
that yogi ka hai, yogi is no more, they will not give. So he said,
Yes.
it is mine. I want to get it translated. I don't know this language. He got it translated, and it was all regarding these Ayurveda treatments and all medicines about treating
Yes.
some cancer patients and like this syndrome patients, like that it was. And
Yes.
it was around 1,000 pages, he told me, because
Yes.
I was knowing him, so he told me all these things. And now he and his wife, he doesn't have children. He and his wife, they collect all these herbs, they make all these medicines, and they give free of charge to everybody. They are still alive, they are doing it. Now they are very
Wonderful.
old, but still they are continuing to do this social service. And
Wonderful.
all the documents he showed me also, Sanskrit also and translated also. A huge document in
Great.
Sanskrit. Yes, sir. Really appreciable, na? Highly commendable.
Very, very wonderful.
Yes, they are alive. They are in Pune only
Oh,
and staying here. Yes, they do that service free of cost. They
we
don't
should,
charge anybody.
we should meet. I should meet them sometime.
Definitely, they are South Indians.
Okay.
They are South Indians, both of them.
I
And
will take contact from you and I will definitely meet them.
definitely, I will take you to them, sir. Definitely.
Great, man.
But
And
I also
JVS?
do them like anything. And
Yes.
because I'm also social worker, I also do all these things. So
Great.
where whoever needs help, I will guide them, and they go there and take. They're also happy that they got free treatment and all that, because
Wonderful.
all this is costly treatment,
Yes.
very
Yes.
costly.
Yes.
Some people can afford, some cannot afford.
Yes.
So as a human being, we can help, na?
Thank you, Ramiji. And JVS Gupta ji is asking, can we take a session on age-related problems and anti-aging measures? This is what we call Rasayana therapy. Rasayana therapy is all about anti-aging, stopping the aging process and reversing the aging process. It's a wonderful science, and a lot of useful information is there in any Ayurveda books, which I would like to share with you, JVS Gupta ji. Maybe another session we will do exclusively on Rasayana. And Vaishali ji, you want to ask something?
Yes, namaste, Bhaiya.
Namaste.
Namaste. Just now you talk about the chanting of a mantra in Sanskrit.
Yes.
Okay, so due to this, regeneration of bone will be very fast.
Yes.
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 And there is one book on this chanting the mantras in Sanskrit.